Right now, we'll meet a wonderful husband and wife team from Murfreesboro. While he's a computer programmer and she's a doctor by trade, they're also amazing artists who do a lot for their community. Laura Faber shares their artistic journey and discovers why at ages 70 and 65, they ain't planning to slow down anytime soon.
Sweet.
It's art that evolves from the human experience, the joy and the struggle, the pain and hope. It evokes emotion and memory, and that's exactly the intention of the artist.
The piece I'm working on today is called Stepping Through Time. This young lady is looking at different aspects, but this gonna be your globe and it's a spear type of thing. So she's got a clock in there, and as she moves through time itself.
Leroy and Dr. Barbara Hodges are known as artistic storytellers in Murfreesboro. Their work, primarily oil paintings and multimedia pieces, carry messages important to them. They're known for their use of color, cubism, and a method they developed called the drip style. And they often work on pieces together.
When we get down to the actual coloring, I do a lot of that. Barbara would do a lot of the figuring work. That drip style, what you do, you put it on, you allow it to dry, and then you come back and you look at the imagery. And what Barbara does is go in and she sketch the imagery between the thing, and I go in and fill it in. So we do a lot of that. If we're talking about a lot of fabric, then Barbara will do the fabric pieces of it.
And this is the part called sharing, going taking some of his paint. You got white, can I get some, please?
While both create statement pieces, Barbara characterizes her style as folk art that tells a story. This multimedia piece is titled Wisdom of the Elders.
One of the greatest things that people have in common is quilting. And these seniors actually did do a quilt. And so this is just showing how it's a family affair. Because back in the day, many families actually had 2 or 3 generations living under the same roof. And that's what it's depicting. So I love using the mixed media from paper to a fabric. And actually I just take some old wallpaper and just creating like the wrinkles here in this and just gluing this down. And I'm showing, actually this is like a narrative within a narrative. It doesn't matter who's in the picture. When somebody looks at it, it actually brings back memories. And anybody can identify with it. This could be anybody's grandmother. That's the unique thing about doing folk art. Anybody can identify with that. And one can just simply tell their own story.
Though art has always been a part of the Hodges' lives, they each have completely different careers that they have worked alongside their art. They are just as comfortable using paintbrushes as they are using computers and a stethoscope. Leroy is a mathematician and computer programmer by trade. Barbara is a doctor, a family practitioner in private practice, which Leroy manages. Both are MTSU alums, and that's where they met. Their art education happened along their life journey. Leroy working for the federal government in D.C., Barbara attending medical school in Wisconsin.
So I took an art class. That helped me to balance what I had to do with the learning and dealing with the challenges of going to medical school. It kept a nice balance in my life. So art has always been a very intricate part of my life. I always used that to incorporate, integrate when I had to deal with patients.
Leroy caught the art bug from Barbara, and they both studied under local artists. Eventually, they ended up back in Murfreesboro, where it all began, now married for 40 years.
We developed our own style, and we both like color, so we started using it in a lot of our work.
And I needed color because I think as you're journeying through medicine, you see a lot of things. That has always given me a greater appreciation about life. I think about life that is in color.
Art is part of our being, to be honest with you. It gives you a unique feeling as you start out with basically nothing, an empty canvas, a blank canvas, and from there, then you start adding the color to it, and you see it come alive. That gives you a very unique feeling.
You can see their work in exhibits on the MTSU campus often and in town. They are strong community advocates. The Hodges host art classes for seniors and youth, exposing people to the joy of art, most who have never held a paintbrush in their lives. At 71 and 65, Leroy and Barbara, even while working full-time, find time to paint and create every day.
Well, I think art will always be a part of our life, regardless of whether we are here working in the particular medical practice or whatever. Once Barbara decided to go ahead and retire, then we both probably do art full time.
The Hodges aren't slowing down anytime soon.